So now that I've got that kickstand completed, I can probably take out the center stand because I'm never going to use it. But that's all finished, and I want to work on something else. I do want to get this whole engine painted for relatively soon, and they've got a few little blemishes here. This one's not so bad, but on the other side, I'll show you. So at some stage in this bike's life, it's obviously hit the ground here, and there's a bit of meat missing. So this is a cast aluminium. So what I'm going to have to do is obviously take it off, take the rubber components out, and heat it up, and then fill it up with some filler rod, and then obviously sand it all down. Because I want to do some experimental painting on this actual top cover first, before I do the entire engine. So I'll put these guys in the blast cabinet, clean them right up, and then get some paint and have a bit of a play. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the oil out of it. I'm just going to throw some degreaser on this and then obviously spray it off so that I don't have oil going through my blast cabinet. And then I'm going to clean it up with a sandblaster. I don't have a shop vac, so a shop vac I'd attach to the sandblasting cabinet normally, and that'll take out some of the dust to make it a lot easier to see. It's really hard for me to see in there, so I'm not going to be able to show you the entire process. I'll show you the beginning as it starts to clean it up, but then it'll just get so dusty you can't see anything. But you'll see it at the end, so let's get into it. So if you're going to do some sandblasting in the open or in a sandblast cabinet, these things aren't completely sealed. That's why I wear the respirator. They can put off some pretty nasty dust, so just keep that in mind. So that's what it looks like straight out of the cabinet. It's a bit dusty at the moment. I'm just going to give it a bit of a rinse and clean it up and let it dry out, and then attempt to fix that little scuff there. See if I can build it up and then grind it down so that we can paint it. So for the engine on this build, what I decided to go with is this stuff, VHT Wrinkle Plus. You buy it from Amazon. This stuff here, how you apply it is you do 3 heavy coats. You do a vertical, horizontal, and then a diagonal. By the time you put the last one on, it brings out the texture. It takes a little bit of time apparently, but it brings out that textured look, that wrinkle look that you're after. It's a heat paint, so apparently to bring it out and make it happen even faster, or make that wrinkled effect even better, is by just adding a little bit of heat, which I'm going to do. I'm going to use a heat gun on the last coat, wait till it gets a little bit tacky, and then just put a bit of heat into it and bring it out. Let's hope for the best. Haven't done this before, so let's see what it turns out like. So this has now had 3 coats. Let's apply a little bit of heat and see if we can get that texture to come out. So this stuff is wicked. I'm so impressed with that. It is an aerosol can, so you can't expect it to be 100%, even and perfect over the entire piece. But honestly, you look at that and that looks magic. It took me about 15 minutes. I had to put a lot of heat into it to pretty much cover the entire area, and then it really started to wrinkle up, and I just made sure that I spent a bit more time on the parts that weren't wrinkled. But yeah, that's a win for me. Just got to try and make the other one look the same. So cast aluminium is never fun to weld. It did weld it up, but it doesn't look pretty. So let's sand it back, and hopefully the paint covers it up and you'll never know it was there.
So today I decided to take out the Virago, go out for a bit of a spin. It's a beautiful day. It's about 20 degrees at the moment. So this is technically into our winter. So there's a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about. So I thought I'd come out for a bit of a ride. My friend Damo here is coming along with me. We're gonna go and get some breakfast or some lunch somewhere. So basically what I want to talk about is ages ago I spoke about doing an extra video a week, like adding to what I'm already doing, and I gave it a go. I wanted to discuss it because I've not actually brought it up since I said I was thinking about doing it or going to give it a go. Now I have given it a go. I've tried it. Every now and again I release an extra video, but the workload that comes with that, the amount of work that goes into actually editing and actually shooting the videos, I just right now can't do it. It's something that I do plan on doing, so releasing 2 videos a week. But right now, having a full-time job as well, it just kind of gets a bit hard for me to physically just do that much filming and editing. But having said that, the support that you guys have been giving me by buying the merchandise, and also my Patreons that get to see exclusive content from me just for being Patreons. So that sort of stuff is what grows the channel and gets it to a point where I can actually physically do this a lot more and be posting a lot more videos each week, which is what you guys obviously want to see. And while we're on the topic of content, if you are in Australia and you have a bike and you're building it right now and you want to be on the channel and be featured, let me know. Send me an email. You'll find my email address on pretty much all of my videos in the description. So go and find my email, send me an email with some photos, what you've done to the bike, what you're gonna do to the bike, and just a little bit of an outline as to you know, what you're doing yourself, because I want to find all you guys out there that are DIY kind of guys who actually physically get amongst it, get into the tools and make stuff. Because I'll bring my camera gear over, I'll film you guys, and I'll actually put it as a feature and show what other guys out there in Australia are actually building right now in their garages. I think it's going to be a really cool little segment. So if you are interested, leave me an email. So definitely let me know if that's something that you want to see on the channel, because if it is, I'm going to try and give it a go. The idea probably originated from a couple of friends of mine who both have purchased themselves K100s, and they're going to have a go at actually building cafe races. One's going to be a Scrambler and the other one's going to be a cafe racer. So that's probably where I got the idea from. I think it'd be kind of cool to see what else is out there in Australia and see what other guys are doing, if that's something that you want to see. Man, this is so cool coming through here like this. All that canopy of the trees hanging over the road like that. Reminds me of a plantation house that I went and had a look at in New Orleans called Oak Alley. The little walkway, it has all the oak trees, and they're like 300 years old or something, like oak trees that can like live for a long time, and they have the canopy of the trees hanging over the road. It's so cool. I really think that out here is somewhere where I'm going to take the Scrambler to actually go camping. If I can find a little spot out here, a lot easier to find something out here because it's fairly flat. It'd be nice because, you know, obviously it's really green, but in all honesty, the Scrambler is getting very close to being towards the end of the build. Working on the actual electrics that means that I'm getting towards the end. When I start doing the electrics, it means that, you know, the bike is almost complete. I just obviously got to make sure everything's working, then I can strip the bike down completely, and then once the bike's completely stripped, I can paint everything. I can fix everything up that needs to be fixed up in the way of, like, you know, any tabs and stuff that I can't really reach or get to with the actual grinder. You know, it can make it all look nice and pretty, paint it, and then put it all back together. So that's going to be really cool. Really looking forward to that. So I'd like to ask you a question in relation to the videos that I do. The one way that I get better at doing what I do and bringing you guys the stuff that you want to see is asking you questions. And I want to ask you, what's your favorite style of video that I do, or what's your favorite video that I've done? Just let me know, leave me a comment. By you telling me the answer to that question is what is going to improve the channel and get more of the stuff that you like. Because if I get a lot of people saying they like one particular video or one particular style of video, that's obviously what I'm going to try and do more of.